got to build a program for the next 10 to 12 years. It's not something that's overnight. We understand that the NIL and collective stuff has its role, it plays in it, but we are on the forefront of FCS football and attacking the NIL, attacking the collective. We got a very nice payroll at Jackson State, believe it or not. And I mean, our fan support, and we need more support. But we know that payroll is attached to championships. You know what I mean? So we're not out here trying to recruit kids based on money, but we also want them kids to know if you come to Jackson State and you end up benefiting from the collective, benefiting from an NIL deal, we expect a championship out of you.
Led by head coach Christian Hudson from South Carolina. He's assisted by David Deacon, Andrew Quinlan, and Jim Gordon, all
On the field, we bring the energy. Ready to go!
Off the field, I build my brand.
At Jackson State, we make it happen.
They said one story, my brand tells another.
This is Jackson State. This is family.
This is the KC-1400 Collective. Tiger Nation, we need each of you to join the movement.
Be the team behind the team.
Support our NIL collective. Get signed up today.
Visit www.KC1400collective.com. Be our love. Go Tigers.
Wait. Before I go any further, hey, if you haven't done so already, make sure you get some of that cat head vodka and get down with KC-1400. Hey, go over there and sponsor with them guys, man. Go ahead, pitch in. Tell a friend, tell them, make sure you get you some of that cat head. Hey, go support KC-1400. Get you some of that cat head vodka for real. Just saying.
What's up, everybody? Happy Hump Day Wednesday. Happy Hump Day Wednesday. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Happy to have you guys on tonight. Happy to be back on. I got a pretty cool show for you guys tonight, man. We got a special guest, man, stopping by. We got the GM, Jackson State football, Coach OTIS Ridley. What in the world is this? Okay, never mind. I got a text back. Sorry about that. How y'all doing? What's good, everybody? Hope everybody doing well. Listen, we got the GM pulling up tonight, man. We got Coach OTIS really pulling up in this thing. And within the next 15, 20 minutes, he'll pop up on this thing. But we got a couple of preliminaries we're going to get out. Listen, get your questions ready. It's been a minute. Y'all know we ain't had no coaches on since the end of the football season, man. We've been busy, been working. And this man right here has been a man with a plan, master plan. He and Coach T.C. Taylor and the rest of the staff have been doing their thing, man, trying to get back on track. We slipped off the track a little bit, man. We didn't finish our goals in 2025. But I'm excited to have Coach on anytime. Y'all know how Coach is. Last time we had him on, I want to say it's been a little minute. It's been a little minute, but we're happy to have him on tonight. But listen, before we get Coach on tonight, I gotta talk to y'all about something, man. I think y'all know what I want to talk about. I think y'all know. Man. I think y'all know. Let's talk about it, man. Hey, listen, partnership. It's officially here. The link is in the chat. Listen, everybody. We talked about this partnership with Sick Fit. KC-1400 Collective has collaborated with Sick Fit Athletic Compression Socks. This is probably my most excited partnership that we have thus far. Super excited about this, man, because let me say this, y'all. You guys went out and bought the liquor. Y'all got the Greenwood. Y'all got the cat head. Y'all rock with the merch and all the other different types of items that we've done. This one is fine right here, man. I love this one, man, because I'm gonna tell you guys, man. Hey, everybody can wear socks. Everybody wears socks, man. I told the homies in the chat today. I said, look at man. I ain't mad at you if you don't buy no whiskey. Because everybody, trying to change their life. Everybody ain't trying to drink. But if you drink whiskey, you should be buying some Greenwood. Support your boy out, right? Support your boy out. That's what I told the homies. But everybody ain't really moved like I felt like they needed to move. Now, with this right here, this partnership right here, man, I said if every last one of y'all don't buy no chat, man, don't buy no socks, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Man, don't even talk to me no more. Cause you don't really support, you don't support, bro, like you claim to do. All these little chats and stuff, man. Listen, I'm just talking to the homies now. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm gonna come back to y'all in just a minute. But no, man, super excited. Listen, next Wednesdays, we're gonna try to keep this Wednesday. We're gonna have a special guest every Wednesday. That's the commitment to you guys. Every Wednesday, we're gonna have a special guest. Special guest Wednesday is officially back in the fray. It's back in the fold, hosted by yours truly, Ken Clark, KC-1400 Media, and we got to get this thing back popping. Y'all know we got to keep you entertained in the offseason, man. But listen, this partnership is amazing, man. If you haven't had a chance, if you're not on social media, because everybody's not on social media. But if you're not, hey, man, they come in a 3-pack. They ready to roll, man. The link is in the chat. I know normally we keep the link in the chat for the sign up for the collective. We're gonna talk all about that tonight. But listen, if you tune in tonight as you come in, man, these socks are amazing. I got quite a few pair of them, and I must say, and my phone battery going down. I've been preparing for this show, but I'll say this right here, man. I don't have any of these yet, so we got a big load. We're gonna order after these, but the initial load, you actually got to click the link. I don't have any giveaways. I don't have anything that I could provide to anyone, so don't look. Tiger Nation, what's up this time? Kansas City, man, he be out there, man. He said I ordered a pair to go next to my ESPN Sports Illustrated magazine, 10 toes down, pun intended. If you know, there you go being messy, man. We get the socks and enjoy the socks. How about that? Nah, appreciate you though, man. I always appreciate you. Yes, sir. Again, these 6 feet is sick with it. I like that. I got a pack. I got my pack last night before midnight, and they've already been shipped. See, listen, I'm telling you, man. Listen, my girl Peyton and Crystal, listen, these young ladies are amazing. Had a conversation with Crystal today, and listen, man. I'm super excited about this partnership, man, because I think everybody could appreciate these, man. We got the JSU blue, white, and red, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what's coming up? They got a red out now. You ain't gonna get them right away, but they're gonna be another red out coming down the pipe. Don't worry about that. And but let me say this about this partnership, though. This partnership, listen. They're bearing the brunt of the cost on this, the production, shipping, handling, the hosting, and on the site, all of that. So with this partnership, we wanted Sick Fit to be out front and to take the first dibs on this. And then did we overwhelm Sick Fit with orders today? We came out the gates guns blazing, but I don't feel like we really jumped out the gates like how we get down. So tonight we gotta show up and show out. That's what we got to do. Listen, it's. I know we ain't sold 250, and I got 250 looking at me right now. So if you're watching, if you're under the sound of my voice, read out tomorrow for women's basketball game. Yes, it is. We're gonna talk about that tonight too, in our preliminary statements. But listen, I just want to say, a portion of the proceeds. I don't mind saying it. We get a 20% return on this partnership. This particular rollout, we got 500 3-packs. That's available for purchase right now. And the only way, listen, if you order a pair of these socks, you will have them before I will. That's how much I want you guys. Listen, I'll get mine later. Dub will get his later. Miss Rochelle get hers later. You get what I'm saying? We'll get ours later, right? But nevertheless, you get them first. And that's how I wanted it to be. So if I see y'all rocking them socks, y'all got to show them to me, man. Got to let me know what they look like, because I don't have any. Now, I am going to order me some, but I'm not going to order. I'm going to actually order a big load, because one of the things I do want to do, I'm not going to say with who. I'm not going to say to who. But what I will say is that we definitely want to get it low because we need to have some inventory on hand for the type of, things that we do. Meeting with diamond donors, meeting with people that are potential donors, talking to some. We got some partners that we want to go and give some socks like Cathead, Greenwood. We got all of those good deals, man. All of those different partners that we got some partnerships pending, all that good stuff. So we'll get ours when we do the big bulk order. The first wave was for you guys. So listen, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Just order my set too. Yeah, man, go ahead and click that link. The link's in the chat. So periodically throughout the show, we're going to be talking about it. I know the numbers are going to get up because, Coach O in the building tonight. And we look, man, we got, anytime we got a special guest in the building, man, hopefully everybody tune in and rock with the content. Before we get started with him, I know he'll be up here in the next 10, 15 minutes or so. Listen, let's talk about the foundation, man. Friends with KC-1400 Incorporated. You listen, we are mission to serve Jack State community. That's what we do. If you want to support via financial donation, you can do it tax deductible through Givelify. Just look up Friends with KC-1400 Incorporated. We want to send out a shout out to our channel sponsors, Cannon Toyota Vicksburg. Shout out to Billy Clay, Greg, the whole team over in Vicksburg, Toyota, Honda. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, used vehicle, you need to go to Vicksburg. They got you covered. Just tell them KC-1400 sent you. Same thing with Jackson, Cannon Nissan of Jackson. Just go up to the hill, talk to Will. Every time someone comes in the building and buys a vehicle, any type of vehicle, if you mention KC-1400, that's a $150 check that's going to get rolled back to the collector. This is how we keep going. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to tell y'all in just a minute. But before I do that, automasters06.com. Visit Automasters, Timothy Poe, Terrence Lyles. We got some JSU alums that support this channel in a major way. We appreciate their partnerships. As always, I just ordered my whole family. So, man, I appreciate you, brother Terrell, man. You all right with me, baby. Listen, we got Coach O coming in the building tonight. We're going to give you guys time to get up, get rolling, man. Ain't nothing on TV tonight. What y'all watching? Y'all should be tuned in. Come on in. All the questions. I don't need an inbox me asking me everything. You got the man with all the answers going to be here tonight, right? So you want to listen, tap in, tell a friend, text a friend, say, hey, look, Coach O going to be on Coach O on live right now, KC-1400. He coming up tonight. Shoot them text messages out, share it all over social media. Listen, I just added my personal Facebook page. We're going to make sure everybody sees this interview because we're going to talk to the GM tonight. We'll see some questions out there, and we'll go from there. But listen, man, we are on our road to 9,000 subscribers. We cooking, man. We are only 24 subscribers away from hitting our 9,000 mark. We recently eclipsed our 5 million views on the channel. Let's celebrate. Hey, let me get some sound effects in the building, man. We just where we at? 5 million views in the channel. Thanks to you guys for always tuning in, watching the content, tapping in, doing what we do. That's what we do. Today is the 12th today, I think. Yeah, today the 11th. No, what's the date? Today the 11th today. So 7 days ago, we eclipsed 5 million views on the channel. Again, we could do more. I know we could. But the way we use this channel, man, is just very strategic. Shout out to all our brand ambassadors that promote the show, that promote the channels, that promote this channel, that promote the content, and everybody that tunes in. We greatly appreciate you guys. We do stream out to Facebook. We stream out to X or Twitter, and we stream out to Twitch as well. Some of the things you will start to see us do a little bit more of is after some of these shows, we'll start chopping it up, dropping some clips here and there. There's a lot of things we could do to really try to spike the viewership. But what I like to do is I like to keep you guys coming to the page. That for me, that makes all the sense in the world for me, and how we want to do it, about how we want to go about doing it. So continue to tune into YouTube, continue to lock in with us, continue to watch the content and listen. We're well over 5 million. I can tell you that right now. We're well over 5 million. Matter of fact, I can tell you exactly where we at right now. When you look at the viewership, how many views we have, right? We are sitting at 5.25 million right now. So we have 5.25 million views lifetime for the channel. That's for all you guys that tune in. Listen, all All the viewers say, hey, what's up? Hey, no, don't be dropping in the chat now. Come on now. I wanted you on tonight, but I know you're busy. What's up, sis? How you doing, baby? We shipped a bunch of socks out already. Listen, hey, man, hold on just a second. Listen. You guys, when you guys meet these young ladies, they're gonna fire you up. If there are any socks left over, I can assure you, Peyton, they're gonna be gone. They're gonna be gone next Wednesday. When y'all come up, they're gonna be gone. But thank you for the professionalism. Thank you for just the speed to market. Man, I'm telling you, it's a very fun partnership. We're excited about it. We're happy to be partnered with Sick Fit. And I can't wait till you guys get them, because when you guys get them and you start wearing them and you see how they feel, you're going to appreciate them. You're going to like them. And then you're going to talk about it. Especially all of our senior and more elder statesmen of the alumni family that go to sporting events. You're going to want to have on some good socks with your Skechers, with your Hokas. You get what I'm saying? With your Brooks, with your New Balance, with your Under Armour, yeah, with your J's for the young folk that's still rocking J's. Feet be hurting, boy. But if you're still rocking J's, you order 3 packs. I see you, baby. I see you. But yeah, man, I tell you guys, let me say this real quick, and I say this. Thank you for tuning in, Peyton. I'm assuming that's you. I know Crystal may be tuned in as well. But let me say this, man. Thank you for reaching out to me, and because they wanted to partner with us. And I just want to say this to Tiger Nation, because I see. I listen, and we're not talking about no haters or nothing like that. I just want to make sure folks understand. The work that we do, it matters. We're gonna talk about some of that tonight. And I know Coach is gonna help us hammer that point home. Man, you guys should be proud of this brand, man. Be proud of this partnership, man. This collective that we have. You guys be proud of it, man. I mean that, because if what we're doing wasn't stellar work, if we weren't branding ourselves the right way, you feel me? If we weren't, right, we wouldn't have a real chance to chase our goal. We're still going for gold now. So listen, www.KC-1400collective.com. Sign up. Get signed up if you're not signed up. But if you can't sign up tonight, order you some socks. The link's pinned to the chat. But if this brand wasn't what it is, I want you guys to see what we're doing, because it may make y'all feel like, man, they touching everything. Well, here's the beauty of it. When you have national companies, let's say that again now. When you have companies, national brands like Sick Fit, national sock brand based out of Dallas, Texas. And I can't wait till you guys meet these ladies. When you have brands like Cathead in 37 states, local and made right there, homegrown in the city of Jackson. When you have brands like Greenwood, based out of Atlanta, Georgia, made for the culture, right? When you have Canon, Nissan, that's willing to provide vehicles for players, select player, a select player. Right now, you got to be that. You got to be that guy in order to do that. What I'm trying to tell you guys is, this ain't just some rinky-dink podunk fly by night. You guys have, and I love something. I'm gonna talk to Coach Odom when he come up tonight. He said something when we met with the former football players. And I got all kinds of content. I just haven't dropped it. Listen, when Corey passed, man, we listen. Corey put his death put a major, just gloomy cloud over everything. It just kind of really put a lot of things in perspective, and it just kind of made us recalibrate. But as I sit back and meditate, and I reflect on what the work that God is doing, and how He's using me as a vessel, as well as KT Dub, as well as you guys that are pouring into this thing. I'm telling you guys, this thing don't work. This ain't because Ken is so spectacular, or KT Dub is so amazing, and Miss Rochelle is so awesome, and all those that who are part of this thing isn't so fantastic. This thing is happening because of the good Lord. The good Lord is the one that's actually, God is the one that's fueling this thing. And I just leave it at that. You do with that what you want to do with it. And I'm not foolish enough to not understand that there's a lot of people that could do a lot of things. That don't necessarily mean it's gonna hit. You get what I'm saying? Anytime you're involved in work that's bigger than yourself, and I'm telling you guys, I appreciate SickFit. I love this partnership because these partnerships and this type of communication be confirmation and let us know that we're on the right track, we're doing our thing. And man, I'm telling you, actually it started with Coach Tamika Reed. That's really where it started at, when we wanted to take the women's basketball team to Universal Studios. That's where it started at. That was our first initiative. So shout out to my sister, love her, miss her, you know what I mean? I hope she's doing well. I just don't watch nobody outside of Jackson. I just don't pay no attention to it like that. But I hope she's doing well, man, and love her forever, you know. But Coach Tamika Reed, when we started doing just when we started fundraising and crowd surfing, and I owe a great deal of gratitude to our sister, Miss Rochelle, because it was her who just kept hammering home the fact that we needed to get better organized. And that's why it's good to have some elders around you. That's why I keep elders around me. You know, Brother Dub, that's my big brother. He still keeps me on track. You know what I'm saying? And we always, our brains are always moving, trying to see how can we move this thing forward. Listen, folks, what I'm saying to you is, if we didn't have something that was worth something, folks wouldn't touch it. They wouldn't touch it. Don't make no difference what you think about me. Now, I do care about what you think about me. My desire is that I move and groove and operate in a manner to which, you know, you see the one who's head of my life through how I operate, how I carry myself. That's what my desire is, right? So I ain't gonna stay. I be getting corrected in my head when I be like, I don't care what nobody think. That's actually false. You actually do care what people think. And I absolutely care what you guys think, and I care what this brand looks like, and I'm excited about what's to come. Okay. So again, thank you, Peyton. Thank you, Crystal, for reaching out to us and coming to us. And it was cool to just sit across the phone and listen to them as far as why they, and listen, I can't wait till you guys get a chance to talk to them, and they'll tell you why they wanted to work with KC-1400 Collective. And here we are out the gates flying. So listen, let's show up and show out. We sold almost 300. We sold over 200 bottles of whiskey, man, in one day. In one day, whiskey. I ain't knocking you now. We be drinking. We be drinking now. We be drinking. And then we look, that whiskey was a little bit more than these socks. You get 3 pairs of socks. You get red, white, and blue. And they feel good. You ain't gonna have a pair of socks in your drawer that's gonna feel better than these socks. I can tell you that right now. Peyton, I've been wearing these socks since you gave me I got 3 pairs of socks. I got 2 pair of black ones she gave me, the brown pair. I'm gonna just tell you like this. I've been rocking them 2 pair of black ones every now and then. Listen, I work out, I walk, and I wash clothes regularly. So, I put a pair on, put another pair on. You get what I'm saying? Put my other pair on, wash them, and then start all over again. No, I got a white pair as well. So I've been rocking them, man. We drank. She said we drinking now. Hey, it better be Greenwood now. Come on now, Gina. Better be Greenwood. I'm messing with you now. But no, man, I just wanted to hammer that point home and just tell you guys how much we greatly appreciate the support. And keep signing up, man. I know with all the the happenings of the mortality that's been laid in front of us has kind of slowed things down. But let's get back moving and grooving. Don't let signing day come and pass, and then now all of a sudden we not think that things need to go. Man, I was about to call you out. But no, man, shout out to all of our partners, man. Point City, come on, man. But we working on Black Excellence Water. Yeah, man. I don't know. So again, at the end of the day, I'm drinking that cat here now, man. And yeah. So hey, man, shipped out a bunch of socks today. We're excited about this thing, man. And we're gonna keep it going, man. We're gonna keep it going. Listen, click the link. The socks, the retail at $48.99 for a 3-pack. And we appreciate you guys for going ahead and clicking those links. Look, as you come in, if you ain't got no socks, that's 375 people right now. I dropped it in both Jack State chats on Facebook, so you can't tell me you ain't saw it. If you're in those chats, if you're in those groups, you can go right over there. You can click that link, grab you a pair. You can get one pair. I sent it to my brother. I sent it to everybody. Partners, everybody. Everybody got a link today. I sent it to AD, everybody. Coach, everybody got it. We got a lot of events we're working on. That's absolutely right, man. So coming down the pipe, a whole lot coming down the pipe, man. And I'm excited about it. And but hey, man, without further ado, I will stop there because we were talking about the collective. Some of the things we'll touch on. As you guys know, again, appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. Again, we wanted to start our first anytime you get a chance to sit down and do interviews and get this thing back rolling, it's always good to get somebody on that can answer a whole lot of questions, man. So without further ado, we're excited to have Coach. What do you do, baby? How you doing, man?
I'm good, baby. How you doing?
Man, good to see you as always. You know, I appreciate you for all you do, man, and happy to have you on, man. You know, they've been asking for you, man. They've been asking for you. They've been wanting to hear from somebody from JSU football say something.
I'm glad to be here, Ken. I really am, man. I miss you guys. I really do.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Look, they're going to, here you go. Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach. How you doing? Good evening. Let me get my questions ready. Travis said he got a question. Fire away, Travis. What you got? But no, man, Coach, like I said, man, great to see you. Great to have you on. Really just always good to have a conversation. Sometimes we got to do it live because we allow the people to be able to get a lot done in a short period of time. We can put it out there for folks to see. But again, it's been an absolute pleasure. But we'll start here, man. Just kind of talk to us about how is everything going with the general manager for Jackson State football, Coach Otis Ridley. How's everything with you right now?
Man, blessed and highly favored. That's what the church folks would say. But man, I can't complain at all. I'm thankful for the space we're in, to be at Jackson State, to be at home. I tell recruits, man, look, I'm living the dream. And, it may not look like that to, somebody else. But for a little old boy from the west side of Jackson, Mississippi, who grew up in the shadows of that stadium, it's a little different for me. And so it hits a little different to see the success that we're having and to be a part of it. And then to help my best friend accomplish, his goals. That's one of the coolest things I could ever ask for.
Yeah. I tell you, Coach, very well said, man. You guys have been hard at it, man, since the exit of the previous regime. We've seen quite a bit of success. Still single-digit losses, man. We ain't got that double-digit loss yet since you guys have taken over. What are we, 28-9, I want to say, in 3 seasons, 7-4, 12-2, and what we just finished, 9-3 or something like that? What we just? Yeah, I don't remember what last, but it's a blur to me right now. What did we just finish? What was it? 9-3? 9-3. That's what I thought. So, Coach, let's just start it there, man. Let's start it with we didn't finish our goal. The ultimate goal, like you said last time you was on, was to dominate in all things, was to dominate, right? Let's start with the end of the 2025 football season. It felt a little different. We came out on the short end. We lose the SWAC championship at home to that school that wear purple and gold over from Houston, Texas. And here we go. Now it's on. Talk to us about how you feel about that moment and where did things go with you once that game was over?
Yeah, I think as anybody invested in Jackson State athletics or Jackson State football right now, it was surreal. The expectation for us, I mean, even in a down season, is still going to be Atlanta. And so not to accomplish that goal, I don't care nothing about getting to a SWAC title or a SWAC championship game. Not winning it, that's a problem for us. And so, man, it was and I'm speaking for myself and the entire staff because we all felt it. It was a burden and a cloud cast over us that, we deserved. We deserved because of how we approached last season. I remember having conversations with you, Ken, and some of our other constituents about complacency. and fighting that in the building. And sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. And I think that's what ended up happening with Jackson State football last year. When you talk about the penalties, just the lack of discipline in a lot of different phases, I think that came, to a head in December when we played Prairie View. And so a lot of those flaws that we had, they came to light. They came to light at the wrong time. They came to bite us in the butt at the wrong time. And I'm sitting here and I'm kind of gazing off into the past because it's like a nightmare that you hate to relive. You know what I mean? But they say, hey, weeping may endure for a night, but joy definitely comes in the morning, no doubt. And so, and not to get too far ahead of us, but I just think at the end of the day, we've been here before. And the resolve, the understanding of having a plan, having the will, and have a mindset to attack it, that's where we were. And so that's where we are now. We're in attack mode. It's on.
I love that, Coach. And, we've had a chance to see that firsthand. I won't jump ahead too far. Just kind of want to walk it down. So we lose that game. And you know how it is. Losing at Jackson State is hard, man. It takes a special group to lead this organization and have to endure a rabid fan base, fanatical. You know what I mean? The expectation is to win. And then once you finish playing football, Coach, we head right into the offseason. You got that early signing period, and then the things are changing with college football. And here comes this single portal window that opens up. So now we don't finish in the season, finishing out with our goals, and now we're heading to that single portal window where we lose. We're already losing, 40 seniors? And here comes that portal window that opens, and we see some very familiar names, some household names, some fan favorites, some beloved student athletes that's wearing that tiger blue, white, touch of red, right? Now they enter their name in the portal. I got a T-shirt on from one of the brothers that had 1,000 yards for us, entered the portal, now at Syracuse. Let's talk about, from your vantage point, and how do you communicate that to a fan base that may not understand all the ins and outs of just how this new changes with college football is taking effect. It's good to win. It's always good to, because the farewell to fans, usually everybody can be up when it's winning time, but when you don't hit that goal and things don't feel right, and now you got a bunch of exits. Let's talk about that vantage point, and then we'll proceed from there. Coach, you on mute? I can't hear you. You ain't tapping it. Can you hear me? Can't hear you. Oh, you on mute. Let me unmute yourself. Might be your Bluetooth. Say something now.
You got me now?
There you go. I got you. Loud and clear now. There you go. All right.
Hey, my fault. I don't know what happened. But yeah, so I think, Ken, when you look at just how that kind of unfolded, right? This whole portal era, one of the things that we talk about in-house is contagious, right? And so you get one guy that gets in the portal, and he may have a legitimate reason to get in the portal. It may be time for him to move on. But then you have a slew of other guys that follow that they saw this one guy get in the portal, and they felt like, hey, that's why you need to get in the portal, because, hey, I saw this guy get in the portal. He did it. He's getting these offers. If I get it, I test the waters. Maybe this will be good for me. You know what I mean? And so I think some of what you saw was just the disease of transfer portal, right? It's a disease for some of these kids. And I hate to say it in that manner, but it's just truly what it is, because it's not looked at in a healthy manner. But you have some who did it the right way. And I promise you, they'll be able to come back to Jackson State forever. the ones who did it the right way, the ones who we talked about who came to Jackson State, they graduated, they walked across their stage and they stood for something, and they walked across, they know that alma mater, and they can sing it with pride. And they can always wear that blue and white. We're going to always make sure we take care of those guys, but we want to make sure we also say, hey, listen, you helped us win. We respect you for the time that you put in as a Tiger, right? And we support you in your future endeavors. But it's also the Jeremiah Williams and the Jacobian Morgans and you know what I'm saying, the Eric Simmons of the world who just stand alone. You know what I mean? They did it the right way, whether they transferred in or whether they did it all 4 or 5 years here. You just have to celebrate those type of guys a little differently.
Yeah, that's very well said. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So Coach, now you got a bunch of kids leaving. That was a good bit of panic. We had a chance to sit down with the former football players, and I love something that you said. I got plenty of footage, as I told them. I just haven't put anything out, just yet. But some stuff won't ever go out. We'll just use it for internal. But you said, Coach, you told them, look, you ain't got no chumps running this program, man. While everybody was panicking, we stood pat because we had a plan and we knew what we were doing. So can you talk about that time and kind of the mindset that you and Coach Taylor and the rest of the staff had in approaching, seeing the noise? Because listen, we champion the support of the fans. Our fans are very opinionated. They're very loud. They're going to tell you how they feel. Sometimes the delivery they're not really thinking about, right?
Right.
But talk to her about how do you juggle hearing that noise, knowing that you have a plan and being able to execute it, even in the face of the things that are seeming to be said publicly from those that really do love JSU seemingly.
Yeah, well, listen, when we hire coaches, and even from the time me and TC came to Jackson State, we understood what the expectation of coaching at Jackson State looked like. And so when we communicate to coaches who have the potential to join our staff, we let them know that, hey, this is not a fan base or a program that you can come in and be complacent or just think you can get by with the bare minimum. The bare minimum is the standard, right? So that's the floor. And so I want to make sure we understand that. And so when you talk about how we are as a program and how we kind of approach everything, you said something, Ken. TC nor OTIS really, we not chumps. We are respected in our profession, but at the same time, we don't go into anything blindly. Right, we have a plan for everything we do. I don't care if it's what time the boys wake up, or what time they eat, what time they're gonna go out for the first stretch. Everything is planned properly, and that's what having a good staff and having a good support system around this program allows us to do. We recruit in the manner where we tell guys, when you come in, if you're coming in from an FBS program, Ken, the experience that you got at the FBS program, I can't give you the $2 and $3 million experience, but what I can give you is excellence. And that's what we champion ourselves in, is excellence. And so we're going to give you that. I don't care how much. Excellence don't cost a dime. Excellence is effort. Excellence is care. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so at the end of the day, what we've been doing at Jackson State is being good stewards of the excellence that is Jackson State. Jackson State was here before OTIS Ridley, TC Taylor, Terenzo Quinn, Manny Ramirez. It was here before all of us. And I guarantee you, when we long gone, Jackson State is going to still be here. So the idea behind what we're doing right now is, listen, let's operate in the space of excellence so that our young men know that if you come to Jackson State, whether you're a coach, whether you're a player, the expectation is to what can dominate in everything that we do. If you get up and brush your teeth in the morning, you better pick the right toothbrush and the right toothpaste to make sure you dominate that session. So I don't care, man. I get excited talking about it because a lot of folks counted us out, and it felt good to be counted out to see how we fight back. You know what I mean? Because we did it before, and people forget where we came from and how we got back to this point.
Very well said, Coach. I just dominating all phases. You got that right. No, I'm always amazed, and just it's a privilege to just be sometimes a fly on the wall, to just kind of see the operation, because you kind of get to see the outside noise and you get to see the work that's being done. And sometimes you just got to stand pat and say, hey, y'all, hold tight. Just hold your horses. You'll see. And then here comes so the portal opens up, Coach, and then and I'll continue on that thought and then I'll add to it. Now it's time to get some guys back in the building. You know, I want you to kind of try to paint a picture for us and let us know what is that recruiting approach? Because I know, not without saying too much, I know how we recruit, I know how things go. But for those who may want to understand, when we see a tweet go out there that say, man, we had 28 visits and 25 commitments, and for what you can share, talk about how you guys were able to rally together, put a plan in place, or speak to that plan to get the right guys that fit the culture to be able to come in and not rebuild, but what we had to reload. So let's talk about that process, and then we'll talk about some staffing changes, and then we'll proceed.
Well, just going into this offseason, you know, like you said earlier, you start with 40 seniors, man. That was a lot of older guys on that team. So, and then let me say this now, a lot of those guys was in limbo for the majority of the season. They were under the assumption that they could potentially get a year back, right? So you had a lot of guys on the team who felt like, hey, I'm going to be playing ball next year. And so I want to make sure I kind of preface what I'm saying with, hey, a lot of those dudes thought they were coming back. And we did too, for the most part. You know, it was a lot of uncertainty around it. And so, but you fast forward to the end of the season, you realize, hey, this is what we're losing. As a staff, we come together, we evaluate where we are as a program, and we see, you know, we put it on the board, and, you know, we have to see the graphic of how many blank spaces it is on that roster. And so when you see it, and you see all them holes, Ken, you're like, wow, we got our work cut out for us. And I remember sending out a text message before the Christmas break, and just kind of telling the staff when we had to get back, and I just told them, hey, this is our livelihood. You know, we may have to miss Christmas this year, guys. You know, go home for that day and get back to the office. But we're not going to let Jackson State falter because we're not doing our job. You know, and the coaches had no problem in stepping up to the plate and just being willing to go over and beyond to recruit the right type of guys for Jackson State. The right type, you know what I mean? Doing a good job just going in and evaluating what we are as a program, what we need. I think all of us, because of some continuity now, Ken, on our staff, we all understand what we need in each other's rooms. We understand how we coach. We understand how we develop our players. And so now it's an even better opportunity for us to go evaluate guys together and get the right fit for our program. And so, you know, just the evaluation process was on point. I give coaches credit for that. Then when you get them here, being able to sell Jackson, Mississippi. And look, man, I could tell y'all one thing. I don't know about Ricky Thickpen with Visit Jackson, and I don't know about Mayor John Horn, but can't nobody sell Jackson, Mississippi like me. You know what I mean? Like, I promise you that. I promise you that. If you ever want to know about Jackson and the heart of Jackson, holler at Big O. Okay, and I'll tell you what Jackson really is. A lot of these young men, as much as I'm not responsible for bringing them to Jackson, when they get to this campus, it's my job to put Jackson into them. And I promise you, before they leave that campus going home after their visit, between the job the coaches and TC have done and the opportunity I get to really sell what this city and what this fan base is really like, these guys don't have a choice but to, hey, man, you know what? I need some of that. And so that's the plan. That's what we do, Ken. We get them here. The culture is what it is. That stadium sitting behind you, Ken, that's real. Yes, that ain't fake. That's real. And that's what we tell guys. You're going to see that yourself. That's real. And so that's our whole plan, man. We again, presented in an excellent way, presented in a structured way. And a lot of times families are not used to seeing us perform in the way we perform. And so they get excited when they see that, man.
Man, Coach, you got me fired up. One thing we got a chance to witness just in that recruiting process is something I hadn't seen before. You know, it's always funny when we get a chance to see some stuff that we haven't But I'll just go to just kind of try to paint a picture for the audience, man. We at the particular hotel that they're staying in, and all the coaches are there, and all the players come down in the lobby, and it just felt, man, it felt like family. I'm talking about guys meeting for the first time, and it just felt like home. And one of the things that you said, you had a parent that was like, man, we've been other places, but this just felt real. He was like, no, this is who we really are. You know what I'm saying? We ain't putting on no airs. This just who we are. Now we're gonna do the work, but I just wanted to commend you guys for the way you guys recruit. We oftentimes talked about that, but sometimes it's always good. We can't always articulate everything because there's a thin line between what we want to share, what we don't want to share, and so forth and so on. So, but let me ask you this, Coach. In a nutshell, we brought in 39 new Tigers that we introduced at the reveal by way of M-Bar. Jack State Athletics put on a first-class, world-class event, man, if you didn't get a chance to make it. In your own words, let's talk about, from a top-line standpoint, about this class that just came in. How do you feel about the new Tigers that walked in the building? Not counting the walk-ons, but we counted about 39 that's scheduled to come in. We probably supposed to get a few more, but how you feel?
Excited, and that's the easy word to use, but I mean, we really are. It was an opportunity for us to kind of hit the reset button as a program.
Okay.
Man, and listen, when I say hit the reset button, I'm not trying to push what was aside.
It is what it is.
Man, listen, man, just the eagerness in these boys' eyes to perform. You know what I mean? Just the breath of fresh air walking through the building, because they feel the excellence in the building. They're excited to be a part of it. Those are the things that are, man, just most prevalent right now in watching this new class come in. Man, you got a mix of good leaders. You got a mix of silent assassins. You got a mix of just some dogs. It's just a good mix of everything. And I think the biggest thing that I see so far is they understand that we can't win without each other. They're finding that out, and they're seeing it really, really fast. And so, man, I'm excited about them. With any class, Ken, we start building it up front. And so the type of D lineman and O lineman that we went after, you can see it. Just explosive, good feet, love to play with their hands and their eyes. Just good balance. Those type of guys got a lot of length.
Yeah, we do.
Going to be bigger than we've been in past years. Going to be deeper, especially along the defensive front that we've been a long time. And so I think those things bode well for us. And then you talk about the secondary and what we did there, the type of work we did there. I think this is going to have a chance to be the best secondary we've had in a very long time. It's a lot of players over there that are eager to participate, but also they've got reps. They already got college reps. Not saying they don't play ball already, but they just ready to have a different type of impact. And I love their personalities, because that matters. And then, you come to the offensive side of the ball with the receivers. You add it with Jaden, and we got a kid named Braden Brown out of East Mississippi that a lot of people don't know about. It's a good mix, Ken. I'm not trying to get into naming names, but I'm looking at these dudes and I'm seeing how they move, and I'm seeing how they work and the excitement that they work with. We got some clay to mold. We got something to work with, man. So I'm excited for what that's going to look like come August 29th.
Man, oh man, you know how to get folks worked up, man. I'm telling you, I'm excited too. And one thing I said, Coach, is this year, I know how we get. We jump the gun sometimes. We watch film. We're not crowning nobody nothing. Everything's got to be earned, so we don't know. We're going to let them go decide it on the field, man. Let's change gears real quick, Coach. Let's talk about some other changes that took place for what you can speak to. We had some changes with the staff. I know that's something that usually happens. And we bring in a new strength coach. He got some nicknames. I hit up Coach Trey. We're going to get him on the show soon. I can't repeat some of the nicknames that the players done give, but they call him Coach Kill You Behind. Let me just say it that way. And then we got a new D-line coach, Coach Ray, who it's been a fireball, hit the ground running, and made some organizational change. Let's speak to the staff and just some of the changes that have been made and what you can speak to and what Tiger Nation can look forward to in the development and the actual cohesiveness of this entire staff for the season of 2026.
Yeah, man. So, hire 2 young fellas, man. So we got a formula that we've been following, man, and it works for us. We hire young, innovative, hungry talent, mature. You know what I mean? They're old enough to really have their own room and be leaders, but young enough to really still relate and understand what a college, a 21, 22-year-old is really going through. And so these 2 young men that we hired, they really fit the mold. I think the biggest thing you get with them as well, man, their desire to be great. Man, both of them, man, they put hours in that we don't ask for. And that's, man, when you talk about young coaches, that's the first thing I look at. How willing are you to go over and beyond what the job description calls for? That's going to tell me a lot about longevity in the business. And both of these young men, man, have come in and just have fell right in like they've been here the whole time. Love what Coach Trey is doing in the weight room. And our former coach did a great job with those guys, and Coach Trey has taken it to another level. And the players really have voiced how they appreciate what he's doing for them. Looking at their bodies, some guys that I've been noticing, man, just the bodies are changing. We talking about we 3.5 weeks into a new regime, and I'm seeing changes in these bodies already. And so, man, I'm excited about that part. And just, that weight room it's the grit and the heart, and it's that part of the program that it gets you through that fourth quarter when things get tight. You know what I mean? It's the domination that's where you get the dominant, gene from. You get that out there weight room, out there conditioning. So having a guy in there who really believes in what the coaching staff believes, and he loves being around our staff, and so we appreciate that. And then kind of coming back to Coach Ray, man, you talk about the D-line. I had to tell him to stop recruiting them. You know what I mean? The D-line was coming in droves. I said, hey, Ray, we can't sign all these guys. You got to figure out, which ones you want. And Ray will say, hey, coach, so you say I got a couple right here, and I come back and get a couple later. I said, no, Ray, you got these right here right now. And that's it. And Ray still gonna bring you back 3 or 4 later just in case, just to call your bluff. But that's what I like. I like guys who hungry, who they want to see their room be dominant. They want to put all the tools in the toolbox. I don't want to go to the parts store and get a bunch of rooms, right? I want to go and buy my tools and put them in the toolbox, and whatever I need for the job is done. And so that's what he did, man. I'm excited about both of them.
Man, that's well said, man. I love these guys, man, especially, getting to know them. I think both fiery and just excited to see the results, man. A lot of people talked about the resemblance of Coach Ray with Coach Kylie James. They know each other well. That's some familiarity there with that. Hey, but Coach, I do want to I want to change gears real quick and just talk. I know we oftentimes talk about football. Just having a chance to work with you side by side, and we'll touch on some NIL stuff and all that as well. I think one thing that when we're talking about the development, it's not just about in the weight room. It's not just about on the field. I know that there is one thing that you emphasize a lot. That's player development, the development of young men into boys into men. Speak to us a little bit about what that development looks like beyond football for these guys, man. Some of the things that you may be working on to put in place that maybe the outside eye doesn't get a chance to see how you guys are molding these young men into mature men that are ready to take on society and the real world outside of football.
No doubt. And I appreciate that question, Ken. As you said, player development, that's where we gain an edge at Jackson State. First of all, we talk about the top down, the mental, the spiritual, the physical. We want to touch every part of that, right? And so with our guys, man, we have a curriculum that our guys follow year round, where we talk about things that have nothing to do with football. Right now, we're actually going through a breakdown of the JSU football standard with the coaching staff. And when we talk about development, Ken, I'm just going to put this caveat there. It is TC's, his biggest goal is to not just develop his players, but he also wants to develop the coaches. He wants a strong coaching tree, and he wants to look up one day and see a lot of these guys in head coaching roles. And so a lot of what we do in the player development phase, it also gives our coaches an opportunity to develop their skills with communicating with the players. But some of the things we have done, Chase Bank and Hope Bank last year, and Chase Bank has come on this year as a partner. They're going to provide financial literacy to the young men, and they'll be partnering with the collective as well in that effort. We have some other things coming down the pipeline with Chase Bank that we're excited to announce in the future. But that's one phase of it. Our guys get educated on taxes. Our guys get educated on real estate. Our guys get educated on entrepreneurship. Our guys get educated on insurance. Our guys get educated on everything imaginable to help them become better men and better citizens when they leave Jackson State. If they don't have it, if they don't profess to know it, it ain't number one conversation with us, and we're going to make sure they get the resources that they need. We run a program. We don't run a football team. We run a program. And, just the complete development of a player and providing resources, it goes beyond just being bigger, faster, and stronger. How well can you help them communicate in the future? How well can you help them be a better father, a better husband in the future? How well can you help them be a better professional in the future? And so many people get caught up in professional football, not realizing that the firefighter is a professional, no different than the pilot. And so I don't want to hold any young man back from reaching those goals. So how do you help them reach those goals? You put everything in front of them. You put everything in front of them, whether it's a doctor, a lawyer, or a judge. They're going to stand in front of our players at some point in Jackson State and tell us about their career and how they got to that point. And hopefully one of those people in some shape, form, or fashion will spark a fire in the 105 guys that we have on their roster, and you will see a difference in them at some point in the future. So that's what we do from a player development standpoint, and it only will get better. I listen to people, I listen, Ken. I listen to people when they don't think I'm listening. I'm stealing ideas. I'm trying to figure out a different way to attack some, to make our team better. And the same goes with every coach on our staff. We listen. Come on, man. You hear what I'm telling you? We listen.
Yes, sir.
And so you said a minute ago, when we heard the noise, but we know how to filter the noise and get good nuggets. You know what I'm talking about? And so don't mind listening, but we'll listen to everything y'all say, but we also got that filter that can filter out the junk. So we here. We got you.
Man, you cooking, man. My job is to be Magic Johnson. Go ahead, lob that thing, baby. Then you do what you do, man. They'll put out there KC-1400 is a part of play. Absolutely, it is. We'll let Coach speak a little bit to that. But Coach, I want to stay right there with you. Let me ask you this question. This is something that I've been in leadership professionally, being a parent, being a mentor, big uncle, all that good stuff, right? How do you balance, being relatable versus holding people accountable? Because I know in your position, you have an indelible task to do that from a player standpoint, as well as even coach, a staffing standpoint. Not grown men. We it's a grown man operation, a holistic operation, but just personally, how do you balance something like that? Because that's usually sometimes that gray area right there with how do I, and I've seen you in action now. I want you to, I just want to lay that thing up and throw it up and let you go get it. But talk to us about that, man, because I think some of us could learn. We had a phenomenal conversation yesterday about an amazing event that's coming down the pipe. I won't speak to it just yet. If you want to touch on it, you can. But it's more so to around the lines of this right here, and I know it's going to be a lot of that's going to be discussed in that type of environment. But I'll shut up right there and let you jump into this and speak to some of that.
Well, Ken, listen. it's hard to balance when you're chasing greatness. It's hard, man.
Yeah.
And the sacrifices that the people around me have had to make for me to achieve greatness, I can never repay them for it. Okay. So I don't want to take that part of it lightly. But when you talk about balance and really holding people accountable in the building, first of all, man, I'm gonna tell you y'all, I'm gonna talk country. I'm gonna tell y'all for a real quick second. My mother, Georgia Berry, I love her dearly. She was a supervisor at Delphi Packard Electric in Clinton, Mississippi for 36 years. My mother started at that plant, as one of the low women on the totem pole. And over that 36 plus years, she became the general supervisor of that entire facility and the highest ranking woman in that facility. Okay. Wow. And I'm saying that to say this.
Black History Month, Coach.
Yeah, man. I listen. I want to give her flowers because I got some mom and dads on this call who are they're just living life and they are working every day, but they don't realize the impact that they're having on their children. I watched Mama, but I didn't know what Mama was training me for. Man, okay. I hope they stick with somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah. I watched her get up when she had to be at work at 6:30. I'm not lying when I tell y'all this. My mama had to be at work to punch that clock at 6:30. My mama was leaving that house at 4 o'clock. We stayed in Presidential Hills. They ain't nothing but a 15-minute drive from that plant. My mama was there every day at 4:30, 5 o'clock, an hour and a half before her shift started. It was selfless work. You know what I mean? It was selfless work. She didn't owe them folks nothing. And she didn't really win in the end because they took her pension. You know what I mean? Go do the research on it. I ain't trying to get off on that, but I'm talking about sacrifices, right? I watched her sacrifice and I watched her get up, and I never was there when I went to school. I never saw my mom cook breakfast. Mama was already gone. When I came back from football practice, guess what? Mama was already in the bed asleep. She did that for years. So I said that to say this, Ken. I can't watch my mom do what she did and see how well she did what she did and not glean from her that she was a selfless leader. Okay, that's the first thing. She was a selfless leader. The second thing is she was a servant leader, right? She wanted to make her employees look better than her. And anytime you want to make your employees look better than you, you're going to ultimately get the increase, right? The people at Jackson State football and everybody that knocked that door, if they don't know, I hope they find out before they leave that Coach O loves them, okay? Because you committed to something bigger than any one of us individually, and you are helping me achieve my dreams, but I'm also helping you achieve yours. And so there is love there, but in my love there is fairness, okay? I don't let people escape the standard, okay? The standard is there so that I can have something, and so Coach TC and these other coaches can have something to hold us and our players accountable to. The standard is there so that, guess what, when I'm not around, can this be sustainable? Can we keep this going? That's what the standard does. And that's what we talk about. The bare minimum is the standard, Ken. And so, man, listen, my leadership style and my philosophy, and I hope, if and my players, they hear, the coaches hear, I hope they call me out if I'm lying. I'm just fair, okay? I know how to communicate with you to get what I need to get across. I'm not going to disrespect you and get my message across, but at the same time, when it's time to lock down and get it done, okay? And so I think having that ability to communicate effectively, but also having that old school vibe in my throat where you know what I mean? Hey, Coach O, bite down now. You might want to tighten your tail up. So I think it's a fine balance there, but it's all rooted in love and fairness.
Man, that's very well said, man. I think you got me thinking about my mom, man, who was a respiratory therapist, St. Dominic's, man. Trust me, man. It's hard to see those that went before us put in the work, and Coach, that's why I work the way I work, man. I don't have those that came before. It just ain't no excuses, man. I'll ask you one more personal internal question, and then we'll get back to some more fun stuff. But this is that stuff that stick with folks. Coach, what are some of the things that keep you up at night, man? With this role you in, man. I mean, I come on now. I know With Jack State, we talking about now. I have a joke that I said sometimes loving JSU feel like in an abusive relationship. Now, don't nobody take that the wrong way and run with it. I'm just saying, because you can't not love it if you wanted to. You feel what I'm saying? But sometimes you get gut punched a little bit. But we have challenges that we have to overcome. I feel like our coaches are the best coaches in the country because you guys become masters at doing more with less. A lot of these other coaches at these Power 5 programs are what they are. They do what they do, but they got an indelible amount. They have a unlimited amount of resources. You guys we got to make things stretch in a major way, right?
Right.
It comes to Coach Otis Ridley. Otis Ridley, the general manager, the coach, the man. What are some of the things that keep you up at night? That you usually those are the things that you fight with. You know what I'm saying? You're at war with. Talk to me.
Man. So that's a good question, King. That was a good one.
I'm by myself, man. I'm almost back in my bag. We're gonna talk about our brother that walked over to the next side in a minute. But man, look, rock my world, man. But I'm slowly starting to come back, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good one, man. And it's almost a therapeutic question because I need to answer it. Because I haven't answered it before, but what keeps me up at night, man, not seeing Jackson State on top drives me crazy. Man, can I be honest with you, man? This got some. So I try not to be too frank, but I want to let y'all peek into my world because some stuff y'all think some stuff is just fandom. And hey, as a fan, you see it and you feel it this way. And then as a coach, y'all don't realize how we feel things. I never forget leaving that stadium, and I was headed to Madison, I think to Coach TC's house or somewhere after the game. And I saw those, I think it was like 10 or 11 purple buses going through Jackson on 55. And I think they were going to Piccadilly or somewhere to eat. And I ain't gonna lie, man, that just made me feel some type of way. It made me feel some type of way. Celebrating in our city, on our turf. I'm very territorial. And I hope as players on here listening to this, because I hope they understand the resolve and the attitude that me and the coaching staff have going into this year. That ain't acceptable. That ain't acceptable in no shape, form, or fashion. And then I got a little chicken spot. I'm sorry, y'all. I do love fried chicken, and I got a little hole in the wall chicken spot called the Chicken Shack right there off of University Boulevard, next to campus. So I walk in a couple of weeks after the SWAC championship to get a box of chicken. I get a little 3-piece spicy dark with a roll. Ken, I'm sorry, that's my order in case anybody ever wanted to give me some. But anyway, so I get there, right, and the guy looks over the counter and said, "Coach, y'all let us down when y'all lost that game the other week." So yeah, man, we're gonna have to get them next year. And mind you, I didn't want to talk about it, but you know what he said? He said, yeah, man. Said Prairie View staff came in and bought 400 pieces of chicken after that game. They did some celebrating on y'all, boy. I left the chicken there. I just walked out. I didn't even take the chicken. He can have the chicken. I don't even want it no more. I didn't even want it no more. I ain't been back since. He might have lost a customer for life. But that's man. Come on, man. That's kind of where I was in the game, man. Listen, I did not man, it was a bad feeling, man. It was a bad feeling. So you talk about what keeps me up at night, not seeing Jackson State successful. And success is not measured in wins and losses in Jackson State. Success is measured in SWAC championships and celebration bowls. And our players got to understand that we can win 10 games. If we don't win that SWAC championship and win that celebration bowl, the success is not there. It was a good season, yes, but I'm not going to applaud you for not accomplishing what the goal was set out to be. We're not going to reward mediocrity. Okay, and if the standard is the standard, I love winning 10 games. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I gotta win championships, man. championships are what allow me to go to sleep at night. So not winning championships, I can't sleep. I wake up, listen, I would go to bed right now, and it's just the truth. Can I go to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock? I'm back up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, sending out emails, trying to find another recruit, trying to figure out what I can do differently to help Jackson State win. I ain't got time to sleep. I ain't got time. Yeah, I'm asleep now. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to get my rest when I need to get my rest, but my rest is directly tied to seeing Jackson State successful. So, and that's not coach speak. I spend my days loving Jackson State and trying to make sure we do what we need to do to get back to Atlanta.
Man, oh man, very well said, Coach. Yeah, I didn't take that too well. Now I'm of the mindset, Coach, where to the victor goes the spoils. You know how this is. We Jackson State. We're in the HBCU space. When you lose, you know what's coming. We don't duck no smoke. It is what it is. But I like what you said. This season personal, man. And now it's time to correct what wasn't right and get back to it, which I know you guys have done it. Let's change gears real quick, if you don't mind. Let's talk about supporting the football program. Support comes in various different ways. I know our administration does a great job supporting you guys, and we got a lot of great organizations. But you're on KC-1400. Let's talk about the collective, man. Let's talk about the support. I want Tiger Nation to hear from you. Just how that support that has been poured into this mission and what we're trying to do, and we're not trying to do what we're doing, and how that looks for you guys. The growth in this partnership, the way we've branded ourselves with Jack State football, and how this thing is continuing to go. And then two, let's talk to the fact that we are in the midst of a campaign, something we rolled out. Now, I'll just tell you this, Coach. I know Coach Taylor, he said that he wasn't trying to hit it when after we lost. But I told him, we said this at the fundraiser. I'm not going to go all the way through it. But I did tell him, what my thoughts were, what I felt like was going to happen. Believe it or not, I think it manifested itself, Coach, exactly like I thought. I said, unfortunately for us, I feel like Coach is going to take some big name folks to hit the portal, and we just lost, and we're going to have to probably almost damn near hit the panic button for folks to kind of wake up from, some of the because what happens with us, and I'm not trying to be long-winded, support does this. We go on these little highs, then it just dips, and then it gets done. Then something else happens, and it does that. But I want you to speak to the importance of not just having something like a collective, but the consistency of the support, and then just kind of take it in the direction that you want to take it, and how you've seen us grow and support you guys in a major way.
Yeah, I think the first thing, man, kudos to you, Ken, and the rest of the collective body, the teamwork, the team, the guys in the chat. What you all do for us, of course, is next level, but I really can't put words to describe how fast and how innovative and how just exciting you have made what we're doing become. One of the things in 23, we didn't have this much support in the collective piece, right? We were trying to figure it out still, Ken. And so we missed on some guys who we probably could have gotten if we would have had this kind of going, right? And then when I saw Ken with you and KT Dub and the rest of the guys, I saw you guys start to formulate the plan and just kind of keep working and just keep chipping at it, getting on these live streams, the fan base really rallying behind you. You had a lot of questions from people who just don't believe. And, as people, we always have questions, right? As time has gone by, some of those people have jumped on board. Then you still got some that don't believe. I just got to tell y'all, as much I can sell water to a well, I can sell ice to Alaska, but I can't get these dudes to Jackson, Mississippi without the support of this collective, okay? And what I mean by that, everybody doesn't have to have a collective deal. That's not what it's about. We try to make sure we help our players in some shape, form, or fashion, but everybody can't get a collective deal. but the more you help, the more we can do, right? And I say we because, you know, Ken, you have allowed me to be arm in arm with you guys, and, you know, kind of how we work, right? We have to work together. And so, man, just to be able to sit at the table with a big dog, you know what I mean? Them type of players that we really trying to get at Jackson State. And to know that, hey, I look at his offer sheet, and his offer sheet has those teams that they say we scared to play. You know what I mean? They got those teams on. Oh yeah, I mean they got those teams on the offer sheet, and then I come to the table with Jackson State, and this is what we're gonna do, and this is how we're gonna do it. And they see the structure of it, and they say, man, this is better structured, and it's a better deal than any other deal I've gotten from any of these G5 or P4 schools. Okay, all right. So what we have done, Ken, in short, we have changed the game at every HBCU in this country. They still chasing us. You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing I want to make sure our fans understand. We in the midst of greatness, and you are a part of it, right? You'll look back 30 years from now, and you'll realize, man, the success that Jackson State had, that dynasty that Jackson State had back in 2020 through infinity, I had a major part in that, okay? I had a major part in that, and that's really what it boils down to. I tell y'all all the time, Ken, the guys ain't looking to get rich as much as it still costs money, even in Jackson, to go to the movies. It still costs money in Jackson to go out to eat. And so we have to be able to do things outside of just normal room and board now to make sure our guys are able to enjoy their time in Jackson. So I hope that answered the question partly, Ken, but I want to reiterate again. Ken sat in a lot of these meetings with me as we talked about each one of these players that are in the collective. And he asked me what I thought about these players. And he trusted my opinion, but also I trusted what they were doing. And so that tells you another thing. We have trust in our program, and it's succinct across the board. We communicate with each other. So when you donate money, your money is not going to a wasted cause. We're going to think about it. We're going to plan it. We're going to evaluate the player that we're going to potentially give it to, and it won't be a wasted dollar. If just so happen a guy is on a collective deal and he doesn't perform the way he's supposed to perform, I guarantee you he's doing everything he's supposed to do off the field. He's doing everything he's supposed to do in the community. And so these guys are going to do their part, whether it's football, academics, or just life. They're going to do their part to represent Ken, the KC-1400 collective, but also the JSU brand. But ultimately, man, what the fans have done who have signed up for the collective, I'm not worried about another school. I'm worried about Jackson State. And that allows us to worry about Jackson State. The way y'all donate allows us to worry about Jackson State. I could give 2 cents in a hill of beans what the school in Louisiana or what any other school in Mississippi or what any other school in Texas is doing, as long as Jackson State is doing what we're doing. Because I promise you, we're going to forever be the big dog. All right? We're going to be that as long as we are that. You get what I'm saying? You donate, you support like you're supposed to. You buy your season tickets. You be where you're supposed to be. That's what we recruit on, Ken. I just told, not to be long-winded, I just told a group of recruits that came in, they didn't realize, and it's still history. I know a lot of our fans don't know this. The first NIL deal ever signed in the history of NIL deals was by a Jackson State football player. That's history.
Yes, sir.
That's history, brother. So why not? Let's not retract or retreat. We got to figure out how to get even further ahead in this game. We need them to come tell us, you know what, y'all are so far beyond what the FCS is allowing in domination. Y'all got to get up out of here, and y'all need to go to FBS. You need to make them have that conversation. And we ain't going nowhere, but make them have that conversation. You make them have that conversation by influencing with your dollars. And so I hope that kind of answered your question there, Ken.
Very, very well said. I did see one comment. I want to make sure I think this is I'm glad he said this. So Brother Brooks put a comment out there. He said, I have an idea. Let's try to get a group of people, organization to put a collective together. I'm working on one if that's possible. I mean, I would just say, Brother Brooks, it's already one made. a collective, the ideal would be to get that group to organize and pour into what's already in place. I think that's kind of how we got to where we are. And I'm not saying it's a step on anybody's toes, but we got a lot of groups that support Jackson State. We got a Tiger Fund, we got a Blue Bingo, we got a 1400 Club, you got KC, you got a lot of that. But one of the things that was said in that conversation, you got a former alumni players group, you got everything, JSU in there, you got all these different groups. In the end, if DI love is the ultimate goal, unity, coming together, that's the whole purpose of it. So there's no reason to reinvent the wheel, bro. So appreciate the comment. You want to speak to that, Coach? I think you can probably say it a little better than I want to say it, but I'm just saying.
But, I get what you're saying, Ken, and I applaud that brother for at least trying, right? He wants to do something, right? So I appreciate that. The biggest thing we talk about at Jackson State right now is alignment, right? We need alignment from the top of the tower all the way to the end of Lynn Street. We need alignment, okay? And so what that looks like, everybody being on the same page, everybody pulling the same direction, everybody understanding that, hey, what we do as a family, as a JSU football family, as a JSU Tiger family and university as a whole, what the custodians do affects what the boom does. What the boom does affects what the cheerleaders does. What the cheerleaders does affects what the CSET does, right? What CSET does affects what the English department does. We are all connected. And I think one of the things we as Jackson State folks got to understand is power in our connection. Everybody, everybody can be connected. Like this school over here, they can be connected in their own shape, form, or fashion, right? But it's a little bit different with our connection because it's power in ours. It's when I've seen it with my own eyes, Ken, when the Tigers link up and they lock up and they want some stuff done. I almost cuss. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep it clean. They want some stuff done. When the Tigers want some stuff done, I just seen it on here, right? When the Tigers want some stuff done, you say, hey, we need. I just seen this live go ham and get it done, right? And so, Brother Brooks and whoever else is listening to this, and you trying to figure out how you can get involved, how you can pour in, is already plenty of bowls to pour into, okay? Just figure out what bowl works for you. I like Frosted Flakes. You might like Cheerios, but I guarantee the same milk is going to work for both of them. So just please, whatever you do, find your bowl and pour into it, baby.
I happen to like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, Coach, I want to do this, man. Listen, and I know this is. I want to get this in before we miss it, and we don't keep it here all night. D. Corey C, man, transition, pioneer of this thing. Hey, Lady Liv, how you doing? Absolutely love. I got a quote from you, by the way, Miss Liberty. I must, I see her down at the HBCU Legacy Bowl. But anyway, you still there, Coach?
I'm here.
Okay, good deal. You good. All right. So, yeah. D. Corey C, the pioneer of Tiger Talk, the pioneer of this school sports podcast movement, transition, man, passed away. Something that we none of us saw coming, you know what I mean? But I got a chance to, I've had several chances to speak to what Corey meant to me and just, but I want to give you an opportunity to speak to just the relationship and what Tiger Talk meant to the brand and we'll just give you an opportunity to speak to his legacy, man, and we'll proceed. Coach.
Ken.
There you go. Perfect.
All right, cool. Sorry about that. Yeah, man. So I appreciate the opportunity to speak on this. And I'm gonna say this for myself and the staff. Man, we really appreciate what Corey put into making sure that the brand was represented the right way. Storytellers often don't get enough credit, right? They often don't get the due that they deserve because they are telling someone else's story. But a lot of our fans are connected to our players because of the Corey C.
Yeah.
He allowed our fan base the opportunity to see what our players were like outside of the game of football. What was it like at home? What was your family like? How were you raised? What do you like to do for fun? Just stuff that connects a person to another person, right? And that wholesomeness that he brought, the meek and humble nature that he presented himself in, it was a breath of air, of fresh air, I should say.
Yep.
Had a lot of respect for Corey, and the reason I respected Corey because he was comfortable being who he was.
Absolutely.
He didn't mind staying in the cut, staying out the way, but he knew he had a vast impact. So labor too long on it, but man, if I could tell him one more time, man, I appreciate him. I thank him, and I definitely think that he left Jackson State athletics and the storytelling in great hands. And I challenge and I charge whoever can, you or whoever else it is that will take that mantle from him. I charge you guys to do it with the same integrity, the same love, and the same passion that Corey did it for Jackson State.
Yeah, Coach, he was a giant. I got something. I haven't said it publicly. I'm gonna say it because you here, and I'm glad you gave me the. I've been sitting on this, but I'm gonna just say it like it is, and I mentioned it to AD Robinson and whoever else will listen. Corey was a giant, man. And some of the greatest impacts of Jackson State athletics came at the hands of the work that he's done and what he did to help get us started, man. And we're gonna carry them. We're gonna carry the torch, and we're gonna keep it rocking and rolling. But I want to make the case, man, that Corey should be inducted into the JSU Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame, man. I mean that. I don't know what what that process looked like or when or how or what, but given the fact that the impact, like you just said, look at what's come out of just that old idea, right? You remember the conversation we had, Coach, in 2019 when that thing first got started and you was on the call with us. I remember this. I still remember it was 2019 and we got started in 2019. I remember you talked about, your institution and how some things that they were doing and how you kind of gave us some ideas as far as where we could take this thing. I'll never forget it. It was 2019. Well, it might have been 20. It was 2019 or 2021. Yeah, it was 2019. Yeah. So just wanted to say that. Want to give you an opportunity to speak. Like I said, it's a new normal for us. Every day we navigate. We're just taking this thing literally one day at a time, one moment at a time. It's good to have you on for an interview. Because that's where my interviewing got started. He was my interview coach. You know what I mean? And
right.
Yeah. So let's. I got a few more questions for you, Coach, and I'm gonna let you get out of here, man. You mentioned something while we was talking because this was a hot topic just last week. The schedule drop, man. I want to talk about their schedule for a second, man, because it caused a little tizzy. It seems like people wait on. I tell everybody, Jack State is the media darling of HBCU world. It just is what it is. We can, if you want to get some clicks and some real views, sprinkle a little JSU in it, and you'll get a little bit more attention. Schedule comes out. It is what it is. You saw the noise. Talk to us. What's your thoughts on it, on the schedule? Let's speak to the difference between preseason, SWAC play, what our goals are, and how you feel about the schedule. 11-game schedule when it could have been 12, no FBS school, couple D2s. Let's talk about it from your vantage point.
Well, I'm going to go through cut through all the, I guess, the red tape and just say we're gonna play whoever AD Rob and Coach TC Taylor wants to play. Okay, and some of that is finding the right team to play us. One thing I love about our head coach, we don't schedule games to bless other teams. It's got to be a win-win for Jackson State University. And I think in the world we live in right now, we have some schools who have watered down our product because they choose to take games to fund their departments, which that's their business, but they have watered the product down because they think, hey, we need to go get our brains beat out just to make our ends meet. And that ain't how we operate at Jackson State. That may be how they operate over there, but that's how we operate over here. We already discussed what the main goal is, right, Ken? Everybody at Jackson State, everybody, I guarantee you, if you put a poll out there right now, Ken, you put 4 questions in it, and you say, what is the main objective for Jackson State football? And I don't care what 4 you put in there, as long as you put the Celebration Bowl in there. You can put everything else in there, Ken, but I guarantee you, everybody on this line will know Jackson State main goal is the Celebration Bowl. So if our main goal is the Celebration Bowl, I ain't never told nobody that we got to go beat, Southern Miss to get to the Celebration Bowl. And if Southern Miss want to pay us the right amount of money to benefit Jackson State for coming to Southern Miss, all right, or Southern Miss will finally, be brave enough to come see us in the streets of Jackson, okay, well, then that's something we can have a discussion about. If it ain't fair, if it ain't the right deal for us, we have an AD that is not going to step foot out of the city of Jackson unless it makes sense. Okay? And so that part is that part. The other part to it is, I shared some colorful banner with a young man online, and I just asked, is your AD trying to schedule us? Okay. What you will find out, a lot of ADs don't want to schedule Jackson State because guess what? Saying, you know what, that could potentially be a loss because of the way they run their program. That's not going to be an easy pushover win against the FCS. So do you think that head coach wants to call in Jackson State to play them and potentially lose that game? They not going to schedule us as quick as some of these other schools, right? And then we already had a mindset. We're not going to go play Power 4 schools and take a beating just to appease people or just to ends meet. So when you really look at the philosophy of our AD and our head coach, our schedule matches that. It is what it is. But I'm gonna say this, Ken. I'm gonna leave it alone. They said the schedule was weak, brother, right? And we're really talking about maybe one game, and that's what's disappointing in all this. We're talking about maybe one game, and the people that were complaining about the schedule. Outside the Jackson State folks, but I'm talking about the people outside our family that were complaining about the schedule. Ken, I look at the schedule and they team on the schedule. So that don't make much good sense to me. And so that just speaks to that just speaks to the bigger issue that we got in the HBCU space, and that's called common sense.
Ooh. Man, you said something there, Coach. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh boy, I'm trying to touch everything. Wow, I like that. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's move on. You heard what the GM said. Let's move on to the next thing. Coach, just Monday, I dropped a video of I'm gonna play a clip for you real quick. I want to get your thoughts on this clip, and we'll get ready to finalize this thing. But I'm gonna play this clip and then we'll talk about it real quick. 1 second.
Governor, do your job. Get Jackson State this new stadium, so we can have the council center built right. It will be built right now where the stadium sit. You can have parking, you have room to expand. We do not need to shortcut this council center. People getting sick every day. Jackson State, ask for your new stadium. Stand up and let's do it together. Let's build a new Jackson, Mississippi.
All right. The always colorful and outspoken Councilman Kenneth Stokes has some choice words. Said, Jackson State, stand up and ask for your stadium, Coach. Is it that easy? Is that what it's taking? That's all it takes for us to get a new just ask the state? All right, man, let's talk about it, man. I know for what we can touch on, just thoughts on just the stadium conversation. it's always this: do we look to secure funds to renovate the vet? Or do we look to try to go and build some new edifice close to the stadium on campus? I mean, close to the campus, on campus. How do you process the simply? And I know, you control what you control. We're gonna play what we gonna play at. But I wanted to just get your thoughts on the conversation because oftentimes we talk about it and we're not in the room anyway. But thoughts on just the conversation around this stadium talk that seems to resurface every single year. There's a bill, and it always gets shot down before we get any legs, and we kind of stay where we are. But let's touch on it from your vantage point.
Man, it's such a touchy subject, and so I don't want to get too far off in it.
That's why I said for what you can speak to, we just should outline like that.
Well, I would say this: Jackson State has earned a new stadium. Okay, and so let me say that the fan base, the school, they have earned a new stadium. They have earned it. What that looks like financially, that's a different conversation. So that's above my pay grade, and I'll let those people figure that out. But again, I definitely think the fan base, the city of Jackson, the university has earned a new stadium. The stadium, I think, no doubt, if you just look at everything around it, it would be an economic boom to everybody involved. I don't see how it would be a loss to, whether it's a renovation or a new stadium. But I think the biggest thing we got to understand, we got to make sure, as much as we're asking, we got to make sure we're going to the table with something too. You know what I mean? So, we can ask for 100 million, but you ask for 100 million, you ain't got zero in your hand. You can't go to no creditor get nothing like that, I would think. So and I'm not saying it's us. I'm not saying it's us, but I'm just saying let's make sure we, if have the plan and let's work the plan and let's make sure we all on the same page with the plan, right? But regardless whether we're in the vet, I think the vet, I told you that, Ken, I think the vet need to be renamed. I think AC Butch Lambert Field needs to be renamed, but I want to hold that just a little bit longer so we can rename it to TC Taylor Field after we win these next couple of championships. Okay. So I want them to hold that, Ken, but don't tell them I said that yet because they may change their mind because I said it. But I'm serious, man. It's a lot that that encompasses that stadium talk. I appreciate Kenny Stokes bringing it up. Let me tell you why. Kenny Stokes he's a viral moment waiting to happen, right? And so at the very least, it allows people the opportunity and space to keep this subject at the forefront of the representatives' minds, right? We need to have the conversation. Let's be real, people. Jackson State football drives the Jackson, Mississippi economy. Me and my brother understand that, right? We're not saying that we at Jackson State football, we're not saying that we are the all-in, be-all with Jackson. We're not saying that. Jackson is going to be fine without if Jackson State football, they for years and they were fine. But what I do know, when Jackson State football is winning, the entire city wins in this double portion, right? And so why not do as a state, right, where you house the majority of your state buildings and state offices, why not as a state come together with this signature university and come up with a plan to bless this city and the capital city at that with a modern stadium that fits what this city is trying to become, right? Economic development is what I'm thinking. And I think so many other great things can come from it. Whether it be jobs, it's just full of things can just spur from this. So again, I thank Kenny Stokes for bringing it up because at least it keeps it on people's minds. And I think the representatives have to understand, they're used to going to their stadium in Oxford and their stadium in Starkville, and they got their stadiums looking nice the way they want them to look. But they forget that once upon a time, this was the creme de la creme in the state of Mississippi. And so last time I checked, we still the only team to win a national championship in the state of Mississippi. So outside of Delta State, at least. So with that being said, Jackson State earned that stadium. So to talk about it, it deserves it. what that looks like. I hope to have a seat at the table someday, but we don't know. But hopefully they get to move it on it sooner than later, and we can see it in our lifetime.
Yeah, that would be nice, man. It would be nice. We always curious to see how the conversation gonna change. I'm just looking to see something, whether it be a renovation, coach, whether it be breaking ground on a new stadium. I'm good with whatever. Anything that advances Jackson State forward. Go ahead.
I want to say this real quick, Ken. What I do know, and I saw the comment about Governor Reeves. What I do know is that the state of Mississippi and the leadership, what they do realize about Jackson State right now, especially Jackson State athletics, and Jackson State as a whole, we are in an era of excellence, and they know that. They see it. They see the dominance. They see how we operate. And so they know we are doing something right. You don't win by accident. You don't win by chance. You win by doing the right things over and over again. And so you can't tell me that those senators and those state representatives and even the governor that's congratulated us multiple times year after year after year on winning, that they don't see what winning does for the entire city and the entire state. Because guess what? Our wins impact from the south end to the north end of the state because we got alumni at every corner. So as long as our alumni are happy, I'm quite sure that dollars are getting spent, whether it's through gas and meals and hotels. I'm pretty sure it's impacting the entire state in some shape, form, or fashion.
It absolutely is, Coach. I'll tell you this. You remember when the boom was down the street, came to the Rose Bowl. You know who had a float and who was here and enjoying it and being a part of the festivities?
State of Mississippi.
The governor. We waved and everything. He pointed at me. Hey, listen, hey, man, let me say this. And I know we oftentimes say that, Coach, but one thing we have to just always understand as a community, man, is that got to play the game, man, and to win the game. You get what I'm saying? Everything isn't always – I'll say this. If that is the case, with the state, then we have to have the right people in the room that's going to be able to foster those conversations in a way that'll be advantageous for Jackson State. Just standing on the outside saying what ain't going to happen because of whoever it is. Trust me, there's a lot of folks that can go in there and have those conversations. We just got to find that sweet spot, and hopefully that's something, like you said, Coach, that happens in our lifetime. We'll see. But regardless of how it goes down, if the bet's open, we're going to be in there whooping feet like we always try to do. We got some redemption to do. But Coach, let's get ready. We got a few more minutes, and I'm gonna let you roll. Anything you want to speak to coming down the pipe? What's going on? And we're in the off season. I know spring camp about to kick off here. Next month, and then we'll culminate that thing with some type of a blue and white type game experience. But what are some of the things that you guys are working on, man, to try to keep this thing rocking and rolling and keep pushing in the right way?
Yeah, so just a couple of, dates, a reminder. Of course, Monday, you got ESPN on campus, so we're going to definitely put a show on for them, put our best foot forward. So as Ken, thank you, Ken, for putting that up. February the 16th at 10 a.m., we in there. The whole football team, everybody, we're gonna move that practice schedule around so them players can get over there. And don't worry, we're gonna get that work in still. So just it's just gonna be delayed a little bit. But man, definitely, man, just you got the pep rally on Monday. But then talk about the spring game. Circle your calendars. First, April the 9th. You have the W.C. Gordon and Ashley Robinson Golf Classic tournament. That'll be April the 9th, and then April the 11th. We're going to have Blue White Weekend, and Blue White Weekend will be on campus this year. Excited about bringing it back on campus. So man, tailgating, bring your tents. It's going to be like an old school picnic. The boom is going to be there. We're going to have the inflatables. We're going to have a lot of activities. We got softball, I think, is going to have a home series that weekend. Baseball, I think, potentially has a home series. So it's a lot of good activities going on. So we're looking forward to that April 11th weekend. Everybody coming back for the spring homecoming, as I like to call it. You know what I mean? Come back and let's have a good time on campus, man. It's going to be really fun.
Coach, we looking to kick off. Go ahead. You got it.
I was gonna say, King, just because I got them in my head right now, 601 camp. 601 camp. So our mega camp every year is going to be June the 1st. So 601. So that's the 601 mega camp for our prospects. And that's coming down the pipeline. But the thing you had kind of referenced early, King, that I want to kind of go, I do want to put it out there, just kind of make sure. Man, why you put that up? Now you finna give me fussed at. And so, Don, so Don, all right, so don't be mad at me, Don. We're doing something a little different this year. The women's clinic will be every odd year, okay? So every odd year we'll do the women's clinic, and every even year we're doing a men's brunch on Father's Day weekend, okay? So we're gonna have a mixer on Friday night. We'll have a men's brunch that Saturday, just a panel it's gonna be called the Refresh Faith Family Football in the Future. And so,
awesome.
Man, they're going to be hosted by the JSU football staff and team. All of us will be there. It's going to be a great experience. And I wanted to do something for the dads, LaDon. That's my girl, man. I want to do something for the men. This has been, and just hear me out on this, Don. So this has been on my heart for a few years. And I gotta, me personally, and I know TC's heart, I want to be able to impact the men in the area, right? Not just Jackson State men. I want to be able to impact the young men that don't necessarily, go to Jackson football games, but they want to be better men. And this gives us an opportunity to get in front of them. I want to be able to tell my story, but I also want to hear somebody else's story in hopes that it motivates me or it motivates these other men that'll be there. Sometimes we lack knowledge because we don't seek knowledge, and sometimes we lack knowledge just because we don't listen. And so hopefully we put everybody, all the men that want to be there, we put them in the room together, and something in that room really strikes a chord with them that they want to be better. And so this is Jackson State football's way of trying to impact the future, Ken. We are all about just making the world better. You know what I mean? And so how do you do that? What better way than impact the players in our program than bringing men from all walks of life into one celebratory event where we talk about the issues that men face, but we also come up with solutions. We also come up with a plan that everybody can go away with and at least try to be better men at their home front. So that's coming down the pipeline Father's Day weekend, Ken. And then the other piece, and I'm through with it, we're doing the youth camp, and the youth camp this year will be at the vet. So the young kids, that's the 3rd through the 8th grade kids. That camp will be at the vet this year, but we're excited about that as well.
Absolutely, man. That's a lot that's coming. Man, oh man. Coach, I'll give you quick rapid fire season tickets. Talk about it real quick before we go.
Yeah, so season tickets, and of course you see the pricing options and all that. And this is the thing I need, and I need y'all help spreading this message. Season ticket deal. The reason we need you to buy season tickets allow us an opportunity to forecast what we can do in a season from a financial standpoint, right? Season ticket locks in a lot of things from a budget standpoint that our AD and our admins make decisions that don't waste money, right? You buy season tickets, let's just say, hey, the game rings out. And I hate to say this, but at least you have still bought that season ticket. You might not be able to make it to the game for whatever reason. You might have a wedding that weekend. Somebody in your family might have said, you know what, I want to get married on homecoming weekend. And now you got to go to a wedding. Well, guess what? That ticket is still purchased. You have still impacted Jackson State football. Just get your tickets. It's really that simple. The check-in process at the game is much more simple when you have a season ticket versus you're trying to get your ticket last minute. And then the other piece to it, we are chasing greatness. And if we're going to dominate, if you're going to lead in attendance every year, why not lead in season ticket sales to match that attendance, right? And I understand people have their, different reasons why they don't want to buy season tickets. But ultimately, I want to impress on everyone, season tickets is you supporting your university through a donation that you're going to actually be able to get an entertainment value from. Okay, so man, purchase the season tickets. I think it's well worth it because the product is good. Y'all see the product. Y'all was buying season ticket when listen. Whew, y'all buy a season ticket. I was around now. I won't buy no season tickets, but I saw it. Y'all buy a season ticket when the product really wasn't that good. So now the product is good. I would, if I'm you, I would buy two in hopes of product being good. That's what I'm saying, Ken. That's what I'm saying. All right, let me stop, man. It's about a fuss.
Good, Coach. I want to get. I got two last things for you. I saw Miss Liberty in the chat tonight. She put out a really good quote. NFL Combine comes out. No, very small amount of FCS players. 0 HBCU players invited. She put out stated the media has requested my response to the NFL Combine list and lack of HBCU talent representation. With that, I will make this statement as the agent of the best HBCU talent. HBCUs are full of talented players, coached by some of the best in the business, as demonstrated by the players currently in the league. The issue of discovering talent is systemic. Teams will need to properly invest and require their designated scouts to actually make multiple visits to schools, speak with coaches, and actually view games in person versus being behind the desk in April, late in the draft process. There has to be an intentional effort to discover the talent from all 32. That's from Miss Rashida Liberty, Lady Live Sports. I want you to, however you want to approach it, but thoughts on that conversation regarding HBCUs actually getting drafted, where we are with that.
Yeah, so and man, shout out to Lady Liv. She's one of the best in the business. I got a lot of respect for her. I don't know if she's in the chat, but she does it the right way. And so she will always have an opportunity to sign Jackson State football players. She's someone we trust. She really is. But with that being said, the space that we're in right now, Ken, I'm gonna speak to it from the GM standpoint, the player personnel standpoint. The space that we're in, we have to be mindful of how we sell our players, right? When we put our players in front of the camera, whether it's behind the helmet or whether the helmet is off and they're doing an interview, making sure that the product is on point. One thing that we do, when scouts come in, and I'm thankful for my experiences with those guys, we try to make sure that they have what we call a face card. And the face card is basically some quick information on everybody on our roster. So if they look out in the field and they see a guy that just intrigues their eye, maybe they came looking for Jeremiah Williams or Travis Hunter or Shadur Sanders. They came for those guys, but they had practice and they're observing. They can look at this card real quick and they can see who that guy is that caught their eye and get some quick facts about it. Us presenting our players the right way and doing it in a professional manner is what helps keep our players in the conversation when they're trying to squeeze us out, right? They know if they come to Jackson State to scout players, it's no fluff. I'm not going to be putting guys in front of you that cannot play at the next level. These guys are going to be the best guys that I have to offer. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I don't think the guy can play dead in the Western, I'm not going to sell him to a scout because that's our credibility as a staff, right?
Yep.
So those things have always been one of the deals where, as a staff, I appreciate that, Lady Liv. As a staff, we have to protect the experience of the scouts. Like Lady Liv is talking about right there. Like, we have to make sure when they come, it's a set. Be here at 8 o'clock, 8:15 we watch a film, 8:30 we observe a practice. They have a schedule when they come to Jackson State, and we hold them to it. And so now they know, guess what? They evaluate the talent, but they also have a background of the program, because that's why a lot of guys don't get drafted HBCUs now. And I'm not making excuses. The turnover is so high, and these scouts don't know about these programs. I'm not going to be as quick to scout a guy in a program with a new coach that I never heard of. But I will go back to Jackson State, who has been consistently pumping out talent, because I know they may have a gem down there that I can catch, right? And so I'm not making excuses for the scouts, because a lot of them are my dudes, so I don't want to sound like I'm being partial to them. I think we are both responsible to some degree in what's going on. Right? Our professionalism on our side, but also the scouts being able to sell our product to the top of their organization. We're all the scouts amongst themselves love what our guys are doing. They love this particular player. But once it crosses to a certain level, once it goes from the 4th flow to the 7th flow, we're getting lost somewhere in that shuffle. Okay. And so we have to continue to figure what we are going to do as a program to keep our players at the forefront of scouts' minds. But again, Lady Lib is 1%. Right? We do have to have some reform in that standpoint.
Coach, how important is the we got next week? I'll be heading down to New Orleans with Austin and some of the team. Every year we have the HBCU Legacy Bowl. How important is that HBCU combine? Since a lot of these guys don't really get a chance to go to the NFL combine. Come on now, what you think?
All right, so listen. All right, so this and so I hope that this is one of the messages that I hope, and it gets sent to other players at other schools, right? So the NFL allows me to have a small hand in the HBCU combine, right? And so last year at the combine, I saw a lot of HBCU players not to participate, right? They go get weighed in, they go to get the height, the wingspan, all that good stuff. And then when it comes down to showtime, they don't want to participate. And that's a problem, right? When these folks go out of their way to present a platform for you to showcase your abilities, saying no is a red flag. It's a red flag. Is not you're not projected to be a 1st round pick. You're not projected to be a 2nd round pick. You need to run every time they cut the lights on and they got a stopwatch available. Okay, you need to be trying to make that time as fast as possible, whether it's the 3-cone or the 40. You need to be trying to bench as much as you can. Whether this time you got 15 and the other day you got 18, the next time you might get 20. You need to do what you have to do to get in front of these scouts and keep putting favorable numbers up. What I saw last year, it impacts all of us, because guess what? The more players opt out not participating, or opt not to participate in that event, that just want to show up and get weighed in and get their wingspan stuff done. They can get that stuff done on campus. They'll count the events, okay? Because the player engagement is not what it's supposed to be. And now you are cutting off other young men's blessings coming behind you because you were a gatekeeper when your time came, okay? If you scared of competition, right? If you scared of being put in the limelight, I'm sorry you go to Jackson State and you just not used to that. But our guys know if you go to that and you're a Jackson State football player, let them scouts tell me ain't for the run. It's for to be smoke in the city, and they not gonna be happy with what I tell you, because you gonna do it. All right. So again, I'm not one to get in front of players and be derogatory or nothing like that. But when it comes to gatekeeping what we are as a program and what the HBCU space needs to thrive, I'm all about that. So again, if you get invited to these events, you have to participate, because at the end of the day, they're looking for reasons to cut our blessings off. Don't give it to them.
Oh man, very well said, Coach. Very well said. My goodness. Look, we're gonna get ready to close it up there. We got it last few minutes. Coach, partnerships matter. We were blessed and thankful to continue to grow our partnership with Jackson State as well as with JSU football. We've done a really good job of getting some partners, man, and with the collective. Coach, we got a new partnership, man. Man, I need you to tell these folks to get these socks, man. I know you're leaving, man, but listen, this is an amazing product. I would have already given you guys some if I had them. But listen, man, trust me when I tell you, Coach, when you get your hands on these, you're gonna come back and say, man, you're going to post about these. That's how good they feel. So these are athletic compression socks. Man, they got the logo on there, 3 different logos. Remember how I was rocking them hoodies? I didn't even tell them to do that. I didn't even tell them to do that. They just did that on their own. All I did was gave them the logo, and Miss Payton did her things. Look, we got 500 socks, 500 3-packs that we rolled out, and I know they was rocking and rolling. But as you exit, I just want you to make sure you let Tiger Nation know how important it is that we dominate our partnerships, because every sale, a portion of the proceeds goes back into the collective, and that's what allows us to do, because we don't always want to get on here begging. So we go get these partnerships, we bring some money in, that takes some of the strain off of them. So you spend your money, you get something back. and you're able to help all at one time. Talk to me, Coach, before you go.
Hey, nah, man, and this is creative, Ken. I can't wait to get me a pair of these. I love a good sock, man. It makes a cold day just that much better. But listen, when you talk about partnerships and talking about building a brand and making sure that we keep everything, like I talked about, aligned, right? What I right, this product, Ken, no different than Cat Head, no different than what's our liquor, our brown liquor. I can't think of that name right now. Greenwood, thank you, Ken. No different than that partnership. I see excellence. I don't see things half done. I don't see things not done with a plan. I see excellence, and so I want to make sure we understand what we are doing. Jackson State fan base, you are a blessing. And this is my closing spiel, Ken, and I'm gonna just tie it into all this. Jackson State fans, you are a blessing. I promise you that. Not just to Coach TC, myself, these coaching staff, and these these players, but to everybody that comes in contact with you, you are a blessing, and you are a blessing as a collective. You're a blessing as a whole. I know you bless people in your individual lives, but when you come together and you put your mind to it, when folks piss Jackson State fans off and y'all come together, y'all are like the Avengers, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Right. And I want to say this: I don't take that for granted that you are part of a family that will go to bat for you. Okay. And I'm telling that to my players, but I'm also saying that to the fan base. Every fan base ain't like us, and you were blessed to be a part of this fan base, whether you chose it or whether you were born into it. You were blessed to be a part of this. Well, as being a part of something that is surrounded by excellence, that's built on excellence since 1877, it is your job to be a good steward of that excellence. It's your job to be a gatekeeper of excellence. And so in order for us to reach new heights, I can't sit here and act like we can do it alone, okay? This budget ain't gonna ever be enough to finance Jackson State's excellence, okay? It ain't work that way. It ain't wired that way. It'll never be that way. We need you. Like, we need you. And I ain't talking about Jackson State football. I'm talking about the kid that just moved to campus from California. He's never been away from mom and dad, and he's getting his degree in biology. He knows nobody in Jackson, Mississippi, and he's got Pell Grant, but he's running out of money for food. Them kids need us. Those kids need us. So we talk about donating. I'm not just talking about the collective, and I'm not talking about just the brand partnerships, Ken. I'm talking about anything that to Jackson State that can bless Jackson State is ultimately blessing a young person on this campus. And what you need to keep in the back of your mind, blessing young people ultimately protects our future. And I think one of those deals when we are able to see our blessings, we tend to bless more. Well, you said it, Ken. We ain't lost double-digit games yet, but that's because the Jackson State fans been blessing us. Okay, all right. But at the same time, our needs in 2023 are not our needs in 2026. When we won that championship, we were staying in a mansion. When we won in 2024, we had a mansion. When we won in 2024, when we wanted to left the mansion and moved to a compound, we got acreage, and you know what I mean. It's a lot different, right? Yep. And so the same expectations in 23 don't work for 2026. And so as you put this on the screen, kid, we got to be different in how we attack our enemy now. We got to be different in how we attack our op. I saw where Southern, they're trying to get their collective off the ground, trying to donate a certain amount of money, but who are they chasing? Let's keep everybody in chase mode. Everybody on the same page with that, right? Nod your head at home, but nod your head. We in chase mode. We in attack mode. Well, we chasing greatness, but we attacking everything in front of us. Okay, and not to be long-winded, man, what you guys have done with the collective and with the brand partnerships, and people are partnering with y'all, even like And people are partnering with you guys because you guys have put a great product together, and they see good business, right? They see
Yes,
good
sir.
business being done, and it's attached to a good product. And I just want to tell the fans again, your friend does not have to be a fan of Jackson State to donate to Jackson State. Okay, all right. Whether it's buying some of that Greenwood whiskey, whether it's donating to the collective, whether it's donating to the Tiger Fund, whether it's donating to Blue Bengals or anybody else, your friends can still bless Jackson State and not necessarily care about Jackson State being successful on the football field. And so don't just ask Jacksonians. Go ask some of these Belhaven, Millsaps, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Man, listen, buy 2 sets of season tickets, Ken. This is what I'm telling folks this now, because this is, you know, I have crazy ideas. Buy 2 sets of season tickets, okay?
I know where you're going with it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Buy 2 sets of season tickets. I guarantee you, Mississippi State, I'm gonna talk about Mississippi State because I can. Mississippi State, I guarantee you're gonna play some sorry folks up there. They're gonna play some sorry folks, I promise you. They're gonna play folks, fans probably saying, you know what, that's a soft opponent. And guess what? They're Black alumni or their student base. I'm not Black alumni, but even alumni, their Black student base, they want to come see an HBCU game. Invite them to come back. Hey man, when Mississippi State plays Montana State, man, you come to Jackson State. We playing FAMU. I got your ticket. Invite them to come back. You'll be surprised how many Jackson State, I would say, boosters or fans have no degrees from Jackson State, have degrees from other universities. I know a few probably in the chat right now, one good friend, but you'll be surprised how many of those people graduate from other schools, but are more invested in what Jackson State does than what those other schools do. A lot of my friends that I went to Mississippi State with support Jackson State more than they support Mississippi State. So again, put that energy on them, that energy of greatness in them. Tell them how they can be a small portion of our success. They ain't winning no time soon there. They might as well help us. So I'm gonna leave it at that, King. And I appreciate the opportunity tonight, man. I know the night is long, and I can't wait to see the Jackson State Tigers early in the morning.
Yes, sir. Them boys ask, how can you give tickets if you can't attend? I tell you what you do, brother. All tickets come with a QR code. Send it to me. I always do that. I always have about an excess of about 5 sets of season tickets every season, Coach, because I know somebody. I can just name my family, Richard, my brother. He don't never buy no ticket. So I'm gonna just go and make sure, but you know, I'm gonna always have Big Bro with me now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna pay. I got it. I gotta get my brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta get cuz and a couple of extra folk that might come to town. You know, we got some folk that definitely support us, man, in major ways. But we always do look to do what we do. But look, Coach, hey man, heck of a show, man. Thank you again for coming up. I know one of the events that you didn't touch on, I did want to mention the Country Boy Experience. We coming back with the Country Boy Experience this summer. So y'all get ready for that too. I did want to just throw that in there real quick. But man, always a great time, Coach. Thank you for helping. Thank you for being the first one out the gate, man, this year, especially post Corey. Try to help me get back in the flow of things, really get this thing back popping, man. But more specifically, giving Tiger Nation a peep under the tent to let everybody know, man, we all right. I mean, we all right. You know what I'm saying? So, again, thank you for coming up. You can close us out. Whatever you got left, man.
Nah, man, look, I'm just thankful for a family like Jackson. Man, it's easy to wake up and go to work every day knowing that we have the support that we have with you guys. The biggest I can say, Ken, many people profess to be champions. Many people profess to have what it takes to be a champion, but it's only a certain select few that can actually call themselves champions. And the Tigers, we are champions. Our crown got rocked a little bit this last year, but it didn't fall off our head. And what tonight I hope I explained to you clearly what the expectation is going forward for Jackson State football. TSDS, in the words of Auburn Miller, it won't stop. And I promise you that. And I hope I got some coaches that don't wish Jackson State well listening. I hope there's some fans that don't wish Jackson State well that's listening. I want to make sure they hear me and hear me clear. What we doing at Jackson State won't be bothered by outside forces. What we doing at Jackson State is controlled by Jackson State, is controlled by Jackson State football, and is controlled by the coaches at Jackson State football. And so what I mean by that is we control our success, not nobody else. We're going to win, and we're going to win regardless. We're going to dominate regardless. We're going to dominate because the standard is the bare minimum. The standard is what we wake up every day and live and strive towards. But what we are chasing, we're chasing greatness. And greatness don't come overnight. And guess what? Greatness is going to come with some pitfalls, Ken. And I hope somebody's listening to me that ain't understand this ain't got nothing to do with football as much as it has something to do with life. Greatness is going to have some pitfalls. But the story is in the pitfalls. The story ain't in the greatness. The story is in the pitfalls. And how you bounce back from them pitfalls you everything about a person, the character of a person, the character of a program, the character of just a school, the character of this university. We've been fighters. I've heard other stories of the issues that we've had on campus, that we've had with the state of Mississippi, that we've had with other people outside the state. Man, we've been fighters. That's the least we can do. The least we can do now going forward is just make sure we keep what we got. Make sure we are good stewards of what we got. And how do you do that? You do more. You do more. You figure out a way to do more. All right. And it ain't all the financial, Ken. All right. And that's why I think people don't understand as much. We always talk about we ask for resources. You may know the CEO of a company that wants to donate to Jackson State. Make the connection. That's all we ask. Okay. That's so right. Again, I want you as a Tiger fan to understand this, and I'm gonna get off here before I go to sleep. I just need y'all to understand this. Y'all mean the world to us as a program, but we are only as successful as you guys allow us to be. And so keep doing what you're doing, but I need you to do it even bigger. So 2026, let's toast to bigger, better for 2026, and hopefully December. I want to say it's December the 12th. I want y'all to check that date. That's the second weekend in December. That's the second weekend, and we're gonna be going down I-20 East, and then we're gonna get on. Over into Atlanta. We're gonna go do our thing. That's what the plan is. That's what the goal is, and bare minimum is the standard. I love y'all, man. Y'all be blessed.
Coach, appreciate you, brother. As always, thank you for coming on, Coach. Very well said. Yeah, I love everybody. Go Tigers. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, we what a show, man. What a show. I got one thing I do want to touch on before I close out. Don't forget, first of all, congratulations to Jamie Mitchell, Impact Player of the Week. Tomorrow, Jack State takes on the Lady Tigers, take on Bethune-Cookman, Lady, whatever they are. What they Lady Wildcats, I think they're. Anyway, red out tomorrow night. Pack the AAC. Go support Coach Margaret Richardson staff. Battle of the Classes. Faculty Staff Appreciation Day. Red out. Hey, man, appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Hey, man, listen, let me tell y'all something, man. Who got it better than us, right? Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Still share the show, even though it won't be live or whatever. Still share the stream tomorrow for everybody that didn't get a chance to check it out. Before y'all go, I want to say this again. Listen, it's 500 people watching. We have 500 3-packs made. Before you go, I need every last one of you. If you're watching and you didn't get your tickets, grab you a 3-pack of socks, man. Go ahead and grab it. The link's in the chat. Before you go, if you haven't grabbed you a 3-pack, man, click that link. Click the link. Let's go ahead and sell this load out. What I'm trying to do is blow through this first 500 so we can do another 500, and then we can come back and have the ladies on. So Miss Peyton Sickles and Miss Crystal Eichelberger Peyton will be on next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we'll have another special guest. It will be the Sick Fit ownership group and team that we are partnered with for this amazing partnership in these socks. I don't have the numbers. I can't see it. So I got to trust that you guys are going to go do what y'all do, right? Go grab them. Everybody. I'm talking to you. If you ain't got your none, what you over here for looking? What you over here looking for if you ain't going to get no? Yeah. You, all you. So listen, birthdays, Valentine's Day, the men don't never get nothing. Get your boyfriend, get your hubby a pack of socks or something. Tell them it's all for the cause, right? But anyway, just joking. But go ahead and do it. Click the link, click the link, click the link, click the link. Grab the link, man, and get these socks tonight, man. I want to sell out. That's why I'm saying it with urgency. 475 people still looking at me. I want everybody. I'm going to say it again. Everybody. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. If you watch this show and you appreciate what Coach O had to say, and you go to YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, go to YouTube. If you're watching on X or Twitter, go to YouTube. Look in the chat. At the top of the chat is the link. All you got to do is tap the link. Order you 1 3-pack, 2 3-pack, 3, whatever. But just order you one. Listen, you see the price, $54 with tax. They're going to ship out tomorrow. You have your socks. I don't know when they're going to come. You have them by Monday. It all helps the cause. That's right. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. As always, man, it's always good to be on. Look, we're going to continue to do what we do. I'm going to just say this now. Planning on having a Friday show. Maybe not. I'm just bear with me. I may skip Friday night just to take a quick break. I don't want, I'm back in this thing. I'm rocking and rolling. And this is how the show going to look going forward for the foreseeable future. So, again, appreciate everybody that has been a part of this thing. Can the link be shared on all platforms? Brother Ephraim, it already is. All you have to do is go to Instagram, KC-1400 Collective, at KC-1400 Collective. Go to Twitter, at KC-1400 Collective. Go to Facebook, at KC-1400 Collective. You can go to TikTok, at KC-1400MG. It's already out there. Just take the link, share. If you're on Facebook and you're in the Jackson State alumni groups and the Tiger group, it's in there. Just click the link. Let's sell out. That's all we have to do. Let's just sell out. All right, appreciate y'all, man. A player show on Friday. I'm working on something with that. I got something coming, sis. Trust me. So just so you guys know, kind of a peep under the tent. We will be featuring. We will have our ambassadors come up. Everybody that represents the brand is going to get an opportunity to come on. We're going to start doing the ambassador spotlight. That will be coming. That'll start in March, though. That'll start maybe at the end of this month as we gear up. But for the most part, you will start seeing ambassadors come up. Short segments. We won't have them on like Coach O. We're not trying to keep them on that long, but we will have some come up. We'll have some questions, and we'll let you guys meet them, see them, get to know them. And everybody that represents the brand is going to have an opportunity to come up and speak to the people, man. So appreciate y'all as always, man. Again, get your socks, y'all. Get your socks. All right, y'all. I'm out, man. D.I. Love. Appreciate y'all. Go Tigers.
Wait. Before I go any further, hey, if you haven't done so already, make sure you get some of that cat head vodka and get down with KC-1400. Hey, go over there and sponsor with them guys, man. Go ahead, pitch in. Tell a friend. Tell them, make sure you get you some of that cat head. Hey, go support KC-1400. Get you some of that cat head vodka for real.
On the field, we bring the energy. Ready to go.
Off the field, I build my brand.
At Jackson State, we make it happen.
State said one story, my brand tells another.
This is Jackson State. This is family.
This is the KC-1400 Collective. Tiger Nation, we need each of you to join the movement.
Be the team behind the team.
Support our NIL collective. Get signed up today.
Visit www.KC1400collective.com. D.I. Love, go Tigers.
Hey, this True Thompson. True, you got to get a word for Tiger Nation, man. I love y'all. Tiger Nation. D.I. Love, go Tigers, baby. Appreciate you.